Hello YouTube friends, Alicia here with the video. This video is actually not to show this junk journal that I'm working on. This video is to show how I keep my journaling costs low. I have watched lots of videos, and I love watching videos of anyone from the person that's just starting in the junk journaling world to the people that have been doing it for years and are very well known. But the one thing I like about watching beginners is that very often they don't have all the supplies of the people that have been doing it for years. And the reason I like it is because I find that they're creative with what they have. And that is what appealed to me about junk journals. To start with, was I could create them with what I have. And now I know, if you see my craft room video, and that, like I said, that's not even really my craft room, but the video of, where I do my journaling, you know that I am not short on stuff. But I have gained that stash over a number of years by being frugal. I've shopped, from thrift stores and online and secondhand places. So what I want to show today is some of the ways that I keep my journal costs relatively low, so that if I do sell them, I can keep that cost low, and that I can continue to make journals without, running into the issue of I can't afford it. So I'm going to show you this really quickly. One thing I will say is I do design for Tsunami Rose, and that's just Penny. So I do get my digital kits provided, the ones that I am working on, for them, and that is cost saving. But even if you do not design for Tsunami Rose, her kits are $2.50 and they're wonderful. They're very affordable. They come with everything you need to make a journal. That's just Penny. Her kits are also very affordable, and they also come with everything that you need, providing you buy a journal kit, everything you need to make a journal. And there are lots of other digital designers out there. Some of them I find are quite pricey, especially with the Canadian conversion, but that is totally your preference. If you buy a digital kit, you don't have to buy a paper pad. So whatever works for you. But I will show you, like I said, some of the things that I do to keep my journal making cheap. I buy from the thrift store, game pieces, used stamps I got from my thrift store. There's a bag of them. Lace from my thrift store, doilies from my thrift store. And then, like I said, this is a digital kit. And I'm not going to really show you too much of the kit, but I'm just going to show you that all the pages here that I've done with the lace, I purchased this all from my thrift store. And what I do is sometimes I buy it by the yard or the meter, but what I normally do is I buy the grab bags of lace ends, and so I get a huge assortment of lace for, 50 cents or $1, or whatever it is, that I can use for my journals. Now the downside to that is I have no idea what I'm getting in that grab bag, as far as lengthwise. So if I wanted, a certain lace on my journal, say if I want this lace, I'm not guaranteed that I'm gonna have enough to do, 2 or 3 pages. But it's cheap enough that I make it work. So that is that. And I will just show you. This is one of my jars of lace that I have purchased. This is all stuff I've gotten from my thrift store. Now, I have bought in dollar store stuff as well, but I never go and spend a fortune on it. The other thing I like to use is napkins, and I don't use them very often, but you can also get them very cheap at the dollar store, or Dollar Tree, or Dollarama if you're in Canada. I don't know about the States. I know you can get them in the States. I don't know where everybody buys them from there. So I use napkins. I use double-sided tape from my dollar store. I love this stuff. I've used it since I've started journaling, and it works great. Scissors. These are not the scissors I prefer, but I don't know where my precision scissors are, and I got those from the dollar store as well, and they're the best scissors these are actually from when I was in elementary school, these scissors, which was many years ago. I will also show you, I used tacky glue for almost everything. This I can get from Dollar Tree for $1.25, which is cheaper than Walmart, at least in Canada, because 2 of these bottles is $3, and in Walmart it's $4 for, sorry, it's $2.50, and then for, I think, 4 ounces it's like $4 at Walmart. Anyways, it works out to be cheaper to do 2 of those small bottles. Stamps that I've gotten from my thrift store. I haven't used these stamps very often. I have used them, just not terribly often. And these stamps are also from my thrift store. I do use black ink, obviously, and I use distressed ink. That is not cheap. It's not cheap no matter how you buy ink, but it lasts for a long time, and you can buy refills that make it, you know, practical. So I do say invest in an ink that you like. Paper clips from my dollar store. I alter them. I also buy different designs from my dollar store. And just a few more things that I will show you. I have doilies that I coffee dyed. These came from my thrift store. My ruler, which, you know what, probably also came from my thrift store for like 50 cents. I don't know where this ruler came from, but I use it. I use my paper cutter as well. But you don't need a paper cutter. I actually do a lot of cutting just by hand because I struggle with my paper cutter to get a straight line. I don't know why. Okay, this is something I use, die cuts. Now, the die cutting machine is not cheap, but you can get cheap dies online. And it's one of the investments that I have that one of the things I am the most glad I spent money on, because the machine was like $100, and then dies, they can be very pricey, but if you shop around you can get them cheap. And the other things I will show you is, this is my favorite white marker, came from the dollar store. Chalk markers, I love these. They also come from my dollar store. This is Mod Podge and tacky glue. Fine tip applicator. Love it. Got it from AliExpress. Got 2 of them for I think like $2. I use it all the time. These are sprays that I have made. Obviously they're both purple. In dollar store bottles. I don't use my sprays terribly often anymore, but I am trying to use them again because I have enough of them to last me a very long time and I need to use them. The other thing, I recycle. I recycle lots of things. This is going to be a journal cover. Why not? Journaling for me was never about how much money, you know, or about spending lots of money. It was about, like I said, it was about using what I have. And so I still do that very often. I recycle packaging. It keeps it out of the landfill and it saves me a lot of money. The other thing is you can use these for other things other than journal covers. It's chipboard. So if you want to, you know, make a die cut thicker, or you just want something thicker in your journal, you know, you can cut it out of this and then cover it with whatever paper you're using. But that is all I have to say for now. It's not my typical video. I hope it's well received, and I hope for all the new people out there and maybe some of the people with experience, this video gave you some ideas on how to keep your journaling costs low. I will most likely do a second video because there are some other things I want to show, but I did not have it all organized, and you know, it was getting late here to get that all done. But anyways, any questions or comments, leave them below. Thank you for watching.